two major reasons why I started the York Chamber Music Festival. The first really is to get world-class musicians to York, get them away from London, get them up to charm the northern audiences.
But I think there's a lot of music lovers in York, and there's a very healthy musical life. But to have particularly a chamber music festival, especially with the artistic director being from York, I think that's a great thing to do.
The audience is so warm, so receptive, and they're not scared to tell you what they think also, and really open. And I think in London sometimes there's a barrier between audience and performers, and it's really nice to be in such a friendly atmosphere.
There's an average of 34 classical concerts a night in London, which is rather too many to know quite how to choose from. But also, when you've been in London for a certain amount of time, you stop really appreciating that. And it's so wonderful to go to other venues where also there are different perspectives, different expectations.
We are surprised that such a city as York, with such amazing history, didn't have a festival already. So I think it's about time.
I do love playing up north, and York is of course a beautiful place, and it's nice to do it in the university, surrounded by young people.
Inspiring the youth is the only way that classical music will progress in the right direction. We've had masterclasses, and there's been a national competition with an extraordinary standard from young people under 18, under 21.
The unique thing about the festival is this presence of, first of all, a competition, but also masterclasses, which mean that young people are encouraged to be involved, whether they are participating or coming to then see the concerts as well.
Fantastic, perfect, that's exactly what I asked. Now, what we need to do is find something in between where we have the running quality of the dance by keeping it moving, but add all the voicing. You know the word voicing, where you're bringing out a bass note or a top note or a middle note, a really interesting line. I love some of the things you're doing with that.
I think what's lovely as well is that when the masterclasses, they happen after a lot of the recitals or just before the recitals, so that they actually are on the same day, so that the performers themselves can relate to the participants as well.
The students, have the opportunity of getting some advice from someone other than their own teacher, and I think that's an important point. But also just to meet someone who's actually doing the job of being a pianist or a violinist or whatever.
Already better. Have more punch.
The standard of students in masterclasses as well as the competition actually is incredibly high, and it's very encouraging to see, and also scary.
I think it's great for York to have a festival like this, because it brings a focus to chamber music, and maybe if hopefully the competition will continue and grow. And I mean, the standard's so high this year, but it can only really get higher, and I think it's the beginning of something really great, and it'll be a focus in the year, and hopefully a big event always in York.
This year I've got friends of mine to come who all play, basically internationally as chamber musicians and as soloists, so it's a real treat and a pleasure to me to invite them to York to play to the audience here. The festival has been a real success this year. We've had good audiences at every concert. The Chamber Music Festival competition has been a real success, as an extraordinary standard, and so hopefully next year we can make it even bigger and better.